Today I'm going to be talking about awareness and how it is actually the building block upon which you can solve all your problems. It is the foundation of everything. Because if you don't have awareness, you're not able to consciously look inside of yourself or be aware of your patterns. And so you keep repeating them over and over and over, and people wonder why their lives are so hard. It's because they're lacking awareness to consciously look within themselves or zoom out and look at the situation from a different perspective. Um, Usually, when you lack awareness, you tend to be reactive, or um, I mean, you can still be aware and get reactive, but if you're not aware, reactive is always your default state, where you just kind of like it's like a program on a computer, right? Like it's like, okay, this happened. Execute script. And then it runs the program, and then you do the thing. That's what lack of awareness is. But so, how do you find awareness? Do you realize that you're not your thoughts? Your thoughts are not you? Like, I, I used to identify with my thoughts. I thought my thoughts were me. And I thought that, the thoughts in your head that talk negatively about you all the time, or you tend to identify with your thoughts. You say, I'm worthless, I'm sad, I'm whatever. I'll never have any friends. I don't deserve friends. Um, I'm so alone. These thoughts, right? You don't want to identify with them. You don't. Because when you do that, you're reinforcing those thoughts, and they'll keep, every time you enter that emotional state, they're going to come up again. So that's where awareness comes in. Because awareness is basically a zoomed out perspective where you're not identifying with your thoughts, because you are not your thoughts. So if you want to try something, what you can do is relax and breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, we're going to do it one more time. Breathe in. And at the top of your breath, breathe out. Okay, now notice between the top of your breath when you breathe in and when you breathe out, there's that stillness inside of you. It may be hard to recognize at first, but that is one of the ways I found it. It's this stillness where your thoughts kind of stop. You feel this spaciousness inside of you, right? That's awareness. That's what you can tap into. You become aware, and you can do this by practicing that feeling of awareness, if you feel it. But that's a state of being you want to always be in if you can help it, because that is your natural state. You are not your thoughts. Because we get these illusions in our mind. We think we are our thoughts. We think we're a body with thoughts, right? We are this body, and we have thoughts about ourselves. But that stillness is awareness, it's consciousness, and it allows you to observe not only your body, but your thoughts as well. So what does that mean? It means you are not your body or your thoughts. You are that stillness that you feel between the breaths, right? That is what you are. It's your soul, your spirit, your inner being, That's who you are, right? And that allows you to, when you have a problem, if you're identified with your thoughts, you're going to have an instant thought, and you're not going to be able to have that zoomed out perspective and examine the thought itself from a detached, non-attachment point of view, which is what awareness brings. So you can observe your thoughts in your head. Say a thought pops up, when you're in that stillness, that awareness, you can notice a thought pop up, and you can choose to not identify with it, because you know you're not your thoughts now. You're not your thoughts. That's all inside of your mind. We identify with our thoughts, and we get stuck in an illusion where we think we are our mind, right? But our mind is only one part of us. We have a mind, body, soul. And then I guess another major part would be your heart, because heart is actually intelligent. It's not just a body organ. But anyway, so yeah, we are not. That's why once you notice it, it may be tricky at first. It took me a long time because I was always trapped in my head. Like I thought I was my thoughts, but you don't have to identify with your thoughts. You can just let them be, and that's the most freeing thing you can do. Is once you can recognize that you are not your thoughts, and you tap into that awareness, that consciousness that's between your breaths, and you can hold that and you can be in that more and more and more. Once you notice a thought loop occurring, if you can notice it, that you're stuck in your mind again, and come back into awareness within yourself, that awareness, that stillness, that allows you to zoom out, and then you recognize, okay, this thought keeps coming up, right? And I don't have to identify with it. If I identify with it, it just keeps perpetuating over and over and over. So that's why focusing on your problems is not good. You need to not identify with your problems. You need to zoom out and then look at them from your awareness, and that allows you to see patterns, things you may need to address that you've never been able to notice before. But it is that awareness, that stillness, that is your true. That is how we're supposed to be in that all the time. But we get the way I don't know, we get kind of confused, and we attach ourselves to the mind, and we think we live up in our heads basically, right? And that's like one of the biggest things you can do, because that allows you, once you learn that, you can go into shadow work, which is examining your subconscious. But you can't do that if you're identifying with your thoughts and if you're stuck in your mind. So awareness is huge. Like I probably did. I'm not a guru. I'm just explaining what I've learned. I'm a student as well as a teacher. So, and I'm making these videos to try to articulate my thoughts better and get better at speaking, because, um, yeah. So if you look at maybe other videos online, if you're struggling with finding that awareness, that consciousness, that stillness, and it doesn't really make sense, maybe watch other videos. But that's like, it's so huge. It's so, like, that is the building block upon which you start rebuilding yourself. Is once you can snap out of your mind and come back into awareness, consciousness, stillness, whatever you want to call it, right? It's a zoomed out perspective, and then you can start noticing, oh wait, I'm stuck in my mind again, and you snap out of it. It's like in what's that movie? Inception, where they have like the top that he spins, right? So you know, if he's like in reality, like, it's like a totem to reality to ground himself. Uh, that's basically what awareness is. Like when you get stuck, we get kind of stuck in our mind, and it's like you spin it, you come back to awareness, right? And you constantly have to do this. It's like training a muscle, basically. You'll always at first, it's really hard to notice it, but the more you do it, the more you're able to sit in that state of being more and more and more. And one of the best ways, actually, now that I think about it, is meditation. If you can just sit still and try to tap into that feeling Close your eyes, relax, feel your breath, breathe in, breathe out, and that space between the breath in and the breath out, right? Once you can feel that, try to feel it more and more and more. And meditation is a really good way to train it. And if you can also try to, when you're in meditation, notice when a thought comes up and just let the thought pass by, right? Because that's all thoughts are. They just come and go. They're not. You don't have to listen to them. You don't. You can be like, okay, I see you, thought, and you just kind of like recognize it from your awareness, and then you let it go. And this keeps you from getting stuck in thought loops and overthinking, and where you're basically living in your mind, which you can become detached from reality. You can disassociate, which was something I used to do a lot, was disassociating, and I had no idea for so long. I thought that's how life was like, but yeah. So awareness is huge. I would meditate, work on training it, so you can start to notice these patterns that repeat, because we all have them. We're all conditioned from the environments we grew up with, people who projected stuff onto us, our parents, people we met who made us feel that we have to act a certain way, or all these conditions and programs that we pick up along the way. And that awareness is the foundation to start freeing your mind. And yeah, I hope this helps. I'm just making videos now. I don't really have a script. We're free balling it. um, so yeah, I hope. Sorry about the ums too. I noticed I need to stop saying um. But yeah, want to see my cat? Hey Chester. Um, see, I just said it again. See, that's kind of like a thought loop, right? Like it happens, and you gotta notice it. You gotta try to change it, right? Yeah. So I hope that helps. I hope you have a blessed day. All right. Peace.